Today we're going to be processing up the wild rose petals that we collected just previously about a day ago. So I've cleaned these petals, and what I've done to clean them is really simple. I've just submerged them immediately after picking in some really cold water, and all of the bugs and bits and pieces have been removed. And also if you'll notice, there's no green bits, so that is bitter. You want to avoid using the green whenever you're doing any type of a floral syrup, unless otherwise directed, unless you're using the foliage for your syrup, like in the case of mint or lemon balm. But definitely in the case of like honeysuckle, lilac, rose, anything like that, you always want to avoid the green part. It is bitter. It will definitely ruin your syrup. So to do this, it's really simple. I've got organic white cane sugar and filtered water. So that's going to be at a 2-to-1 ratio because it is a syrup. So 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. And I'm going to get started and start warming this up on the stove. So when you're doing a floral syrup, you definitely do not want to boil the petals or heat them at too high of a heat. Next thing here I have is a lemon, and I'm using a fresh lemon. You could definitely use lemon juice or like prepared lemon juice, bottled lemon juice, but I'm going to use a fresh lemon. So just juice the lemon. You'll notice how this is a bit of a darker color, and that's because I'm using the organic cane sugar. Don't throw away your spent lemons. You can make lemon vinegar out of them, or you can actually boil these up and make a lemon marmalade or a lemon syrup. You can also dry the zest. Just take a potato peeler, remove the zest, and dry it, grind it up. You've got lemon powder. So there's tons of things that you can do with spent lemons as well as oranges. This comes up to a low simmer. I'm going to let it cook for an additional maybe 5 minutes. Now that this beautiful syrup has cooked for a couple of minutes, all the sugar granules have dissolved. It's on medium-low heat, and I'm going to add these beautiful smelling floral just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to add the rose petals to my syrup. So I'm just going to turn the heat off now and take this off the heat, set this aside. It's going to infuse now for about 2 hours or so, and then I'm going to strain it off. So you can definitely add a couple drops of red food color to this if you wanted to. You could add a couple of blueberries to give it an extra punch of color, and you could also add a couple of peony flowers. So I have a ton of peonies growing out in the garden right now, and I'm going to add just a couple of peony leaves. At this point, you want to add your lemon juice. So I'm straining the lemon juice into this non-metallic sieve here. There we go. And it just happens to be pink. I love that. Okay, That's going to give it a nice twang. It's going to help the syrup maintain that gorgeous color. And you can see the color already starting to bleed out. So this is going to take a couple hours. It's going to cool. I definitely do not ever cook my floral syrups. I've seen people cook floral syrups, and I don't know. I just think it's too gentle. There's just too many beautiful aromatic compounds in here. So some uses for the rose syrup. One of the most fabulous newly discovered uses I have found for rose syrup is in ginger beer. So when I do my second fermentation on the ginger beer, I add the rose syrup to flavor the ginger beer. And the rose ginger beer, I tell you, is one of the most fabulous things that I've ever tried in my life. Like, quite frankly, I've lived now. I'm good. So try that. That is amazing. And then the other cool thing, I read this recipe online, was use the rose syrup in a Rose Collins. So it's a play on a Tom Collins, the cocktail. One important thing I just want to say about peonies is, yes, some of them are edible, but not all of them are edible. So you definitely want to know what species you have. It's been about 2 hours and the rose syrup has cooled. I've tasted it. It's absolutely delicious. So now I'm going to strain it out. There it is, 2 jars of wild rose syrup. The color of the wild rose syrup is absolutely beautiful, and it was enhanced by adding those couple peony petals. Thanks for joining. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel.